Hey, flippin' awesome friends. How are all of you today? I am amazing. Hope you all are too. So remember, if you want to contact me, go to flippinawesomecoaching.com with any questions about this podcast. But let's get started today. I love helping athletes feel better. Let me tell you something that a friend said to me recently. One session of coaching will change your day, and many sessions of coaching will change your life. So thanks, Lisa Lander, for that. Let's get started making your day feel better and your life amazing. Okay, here's some bad news. Let's start with that. So, the bad news is you are your biggest obstacle. And usually, when I say this, the gymnasts will nod their head and go, Yep, I know, I am. I'm holding myself back. I get it. But here's the good news you are your biggest obstacle. And I love that too, because the girls will look at me inquisitively and go, Wait, what? Like I said in the last podcast, it's one of my favorites. Wait, what do you mean? I'm my biggest obstacle, and that's the good news. You are in charge of you, so you can change you because you are in control. If you believe you're in control, even if you feel out of control, you actually can be in control of you. And here's some more good news I am here, and I know exactly what you need. I work with so many athletes who ask, How? How do I help you feel better? Or how do I help other athletes feel better? And I always tell them, Well, I help them see how they are creating their own results. So many athletes have these amazing goals and they want help achieving them. And that is exactly what I do. I help athletes achieve their goals in sports and in other areas of their lives. So I do it one step at a time, one tool at a time, and one thought at a time. The athletes actually do all the work. I just give them the tools. I also always love when an athlete looks at me with this confusion, and then a while later they'll say, Wait a second, how did you do that? And I always like to say, I have magic powers. I'm so excited to share with you so much. But let's start with this idea today. So, one tool that's going to help you, and we kind of talked about this before, is the ability to decipher between your situation and your thoughts. So, to try to separate out your circumstances from your thoughts and your story about the circumstance. Let me explain. So, our circumstances are the things that happen in the world around us that we can't control. They are something we can all agree on. Things like that is a white door, or this skill is for gymnasts called a backflip. This also includes people. We can't control people. When you say, This coach said this, that is a circumstance, that's a fact. And anything about our past has no control over us. Nothing that we have done or said, or that was done or said to us, has any power over us until we have a thought about it. So the circumstances are neutral, they have no emotion. Okay, they're just neutral. The weather is another example of a circumstance. It has no emotion. It's just whatever the weather is, right? And it's not in our control. These are things that we cannot directly change. I mean, sometimes you can change your circumstance, but in general, you can't control or change your circumstance. When you start to add meaning to those circumstances, then you are including your thoughts or your story about the circumstance. Thoughts are the sentences that constantly run through our minds, the thousands of repeated thoughts combined to make up our belief systems. Sometimes we're aware of our thoughts, but often we aren't because we have like 40 to 60,000 thoughts per day, at least from what I've read. It's a lot of thoughts to be aware of. But we choose thoughts about the circumstances in our lives. So examples include I'm not good enough. So I'm not good enough doing a backflip, or my coach doesn't like me. We can't always change our circumstances, but we can change what we think our thoughts about those circumstances. It's when you start adding descriptions to your circumstances that you know you've now moved from a fact or a circumstance to a thought or a story about that fact. As you go through your life, know that you can separate the circumstances from the thoughts. There are no painful circumstances. There is nothing amazing about your circumstance either. until you have a thought about it. Know that by choosing a thought, you are generating a feeling. And we're going to talk about that soon as well. But just remember, if you are your biggest obstacle, and if you can believe that you are in control of your thoughts, then what is holding you back from achieving your greatest dreams? Nothing is. You sincerely can become and do anything you choose. And I totally 100% believe that that's true. So then the question is, do you? Do you believe in you? So join me next week. We're going to be talking a little bit more about the feelings, how we're generating our feelings, and those are creating our results. We create our own results. I'm so excited, each of these little steps, but take that away today. Try to start separating your thoughts from your circumstances. All right? Have a flippin' awesome day, athletes, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.